Hello and good evening. Well, it's the day after the 7th and final phase of polling, and perhaps more significantly, the day after the exit polls mostly projecting a back with a bang return for the Modi government at the centre. It saw equity markets rocketing up, BSE Sensex climbing over 1400 points to its record high level of 39,352.67, and Nifty also making its biggest single day gain in 10 years. But what was also witnessed was heightened political activity. TDP's Chandrababu Naidu pressed on with his mission to unite opposition parties, meeting Mamata Banerjee in Kolkata. The Akhilesh Mayawati meeting also took place. The NDA is also getting its chess pieces in place, with the BJP chief inviting all allies for talks and dinner tomorrow. We'll be talking about that and the major takeaways from the exit polls with our guests in Newsnight tonight. I'm Gautam Roy, but first, headlines. BJP President Amit Shah to host dinner for allies tomorrow amid exit poll euphoria. Akhilesh meets Mayawati, Chandrababu Naidu meets Mamata Banerjee in Kolkata. Leaders across political spectrum react on the exit polls. The BJP calls it correct, says the party will form the government with full majority and Narendra Modi will be back as Prime Minister. The Congress and others reject the predictions and say the results will differ on the 23rd, that's Thursday. Senior BJP leader Arun Jaitley says if the results of the exit polls and final results on the 23rd of May are in the same direction, the opposition's fake issue of the EVMs would also lose its non-existent rationale. Says coalition of rivals is untenable alliance and voters are no longer willing to trust them. Markets gave a thumbs up to the exit polls, forecasting return for the NDA at the centre. Sensex closes over 1400 points higher at record levels, while Nifty too shuts shop up over 420 points. Rupee too rises against the US dollar. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath sacks Suheldev Bharatiya Samaj Party Chief Om Prakash Rajbhar from the post of Minister for Backward Class Welfare and Divyangjan Empowerment. Governor Ram Naik accepts Chief Minister's request. 7 other members of the party also dismissed with immediate effect. The BJP in Uttar Pradesh writes to Governor Anandiben Patel claiming that the Congress government led by Kamal Nath is in minority. Asks her to convene the state assembly. The Congress says it's ready for a floor test. Former Kolkata Police Commissioner Rajiv Kumar approaches the Supreme Court seeking extension of 7-day protection from arrest given to him by the court. Cites strike of lawyers in West Bengal as a reason for seeking the extension. And Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison celebrates his miracle win that defied all exit polls. The PM thanks voters for re-electing him. Well, a day after the 7th and the last phase of voting and the exit polls that mostly project a return for Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the seat of power in Delhi, political activities picked up pace. BJP President Amit Shah has invited all NDA leaders for talks and dinner tomorrow for what lies ahead. But opposition leaders are also not willing to give up till the proverbial fat lady has sung, be it TDP's Chandrababu Naidu or Mahagathbandhan's Bua Bhatija Mayawati and Akhilesh Yadav. All made their moves on Monday in the hope that the exit polls will turn out to be incorrect, leaving them room to maneuver towards power.
The picture emerging after Sunday's exit poll shows the return of the NDA government in Delhi. Though exit polls are not results, they triggered a flurry of political activity the next day. Both ruling parties as well as the opposition got busy formulating their strategies and getting their chess pieces in place. BJP President Amit Shah sent out an invitation for talks cum dinner to all NDA partners. It was reported that Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also be part of the deliberations on Tuesday evening. Confabulations were kicked off even in the opposing camp. Monday saw Samajwadi Party President Akhilesh Yadav reaching BSP Chief Mayawati's Lucknow residence. Both put their heads together for over an hour where exit polls were reportedly discussed. Emerging from the meeting, Akhilesh refused to divulge anything about the talks to the media. For now, it's the BJP which has no qualms about speaking loud and clear that NDA will get absolute majority and Prime Minister Modi will do an encore at 7 Lok Kalyan mark.
एग्जिट पोल दिख रहे हैं, वो एक साफ संदेश है कि देश को नरेंद्र मोदी जी फिर से प्रधानमंत्री के तौर पर मिल गए। देश के लोगों की जो मन में इच्छा थी कि फिर एक बार मोदी सरकार, एग्जिट पोल भी वैसा ही करीब करीब बता रहे हैं। लेकिन मैं मानता हूं कि चुनाव के दिन भारतीय जनता पार्टी अपने दम पर 300 से ज्यादा सीट जीतेगी और हम अपने सहयोगी के साथ पूरी तरह से 2/3 बहुमत प्राप्त करेंगे। जितना भी भ्रम पैदा किया था लोगों ने, एग्जिट पोल बता रहे हैं वो भ्रम दूर हुआ है।
BJP's allies are also unanimous that the next government will be formed under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi.
एनडीए के सामने ना कोई गठबंधन था, श्री नरेंद्र मोदी के सामने ना कोई लीडर था, लिहाजा ये नतीजे बहुत स्वाभाविक है कि उत्तर प्रदेश में जो महागठबंधन है वो जमीन पे बहुत शक्तिशाली है बूथ केमिस्ट्री के हिसाब से, लेकिन जो ओवरऑल एक मोदी मैजिक है या जो मोदी सपोर्ट है वो उस पर भारी पड़ सकती है, ऐसा चुनाव विश्लेषकों का मानना है।
एग्जिट पोल जो आया है बहुत बढ़िया है और रिजल्ट जो होगा वो इससे भी बढ़िया होगा। 23 तारीख को क्या कहते हैं कि जो है 12 बजे तक तो क्लियर हो ही जाएगा, है ना। हम लोग तो अपना माला उला का व्यवस्था बढ़िया से कर रहे हैं मोदी जी के लिए।
मुझे लगता है कि भाई 23 मई को इंडिया को क्लियर बहुमत मिलने वाले आंकड़े आ जाएगी और भारतीय जनता पार्टी जो है बीजेपी है, बीजेपी को भी अच्छी सीटें मिलेगी। मेरा अंदाजा है कि बीजेपी 260 के ऊपर जा सकती है और एनडीए मतलब 300 के ऊपर 300 सवा 300 तक जा सकती है। इसीलिए मुझे लगता है कि क्लियर मेजॉरिटी हमको मिलेगी और नरेंद्र मोदी जी प्रधानमंत्री बनेंगे।
TDP chief and Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu also kept at his mission of uniting all opposition parties. He has already met Congress President Rahul Gandhi, SP's Akhilesh Yadav, BSP's Mayawati, NCP Chief Sharad Pawar and other opposition figures over the last few days. He also met TMC Chief Mamta Banerjee in Kolkata on Monday and said he now plans to call on the Election Commission in Delhi next.
You are avoiding, everybody is having a speculation or suspicion. This is not good for democracy. This is where I am fighting, not now, since 2009.
So would you stage a protest in Delhi?
No, we'll work it out what to do with all other political parties. Tomorrow we want to meet Election Commission again.
While Chandrababu Naidu has been making efforts to bring opposition parties for long, Congress and its allies have said they are also engaged in mutual discussions covering different aspects related to the elections and will form the government after the poll results.
एग्जिट पोल से इस पर क्या असर पड़ने वाला है? एग्जिट पोल तो पहले भी हुए हैं और गलत भी हुए हैं। हमेशा एग्जिट पोल सही तो नहीं आते हैं और आज भी जो एग्जिट पोल आए हैं सब अलग अलग बता रहे हैं।
देखिए, बिल्कुल चंद्रबाबू नायडू ने ये कोशिश की है कि एक एक करके सभी नेताओं से जो नॉन एनडीए के पार्टी के हैं, शरद पवार से लेकर राहुल गांधी, सोनिया गांधी, मायावती, अखिलेश, सीताराम येचुरी, डी राजा, शरद यादव, सभी से सब लगभग मुलाकात उन्होंने की है और सबसे बातचीत की और एक ग्राउंड बना के रखा है। वैसे भी सभी विरोधी पक्ष के लोगों का मंशा यही है कि हमारे बीच प्रधानमंत्री बनाने का कोई झगड़ा नहीं है, हमारे बीच कोई और आपसी तनाव नहीं है। हम लोग सब मिलकर मोदी सरकार को हटाने की प्रयास में हैं।
It's still 2 days to go before the votes are counted. 2 more days for leaders to shuffle their decks. On the 23rd, they will have to play the hand they are dealt by the country's voters. Vichalendra Mishra from Delhi, Newsnight Desk, DD News.
Okay, now the exit polls may have varying projections, but they have near unanimity on the end result. NDA, led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, back in the saddle in South Block. Now the Congress and allies improving their performance, but falling much too short of the halfway mark is also another conclusion. The projections as they are once again triggered a war of words between opposing parties. Those predicted winners exulted in triumph, and those being painted as losers remained unwilling to give up till counting day.
The political political heat of the past few weeks may have subsided with the end of the final phase of voting on the 19th, but the race to bag the seat of power in Delhi is far from over. All eyes are now on Thursday, when results will be declared. As of now, exit polls are predicting a clear return of the NDA to power. Almost all the channels have given a clean majority to the BJP and its allies. Republic TV has commissioned 2 exit polls and both of them have shown NDA way ahead of the UPA. C Voter has given NDA 287 seats while UPA is ahead in 128 seats. Others have got 127 seats. The other agency, Jan Ki Baat, has given NDA a range of 305 while UPA can get anything between 124 while others will get 113 seats. The 2 exit polls telecast by Times Now gives the NDA 306 seats while they projected 132 for the Congress-led UPA and 104 for others. News 24's exit poll done by today's Chanakya has given NDA a tally of 350 with a range of 14 seats either way. UPA is seen getting 95 seats with a margin of 9 seats plus or minus while others are getting 97 plus or minus 11 seats. The Hindi news channel ABP News has given NDA 277 seats while it has pegged the UPA tally at 130 and others are getting 135 seats. India Today Group has given NDA 339 to 365 seats. The UPA has got a range of 77 to 108 and others between 69 to 95. India TV's exit poll is giving NDA 300 seats, UPA 120 and others 122 seats. India News is giving NDA 287 seats, UPA 128 and others 127 seats. News 18 has given NDA 336 seats, UPA 82 and others 124 seats. While exit polls are declaring what they believe could be the results of the elections, political parties too are reacting in different ways.
The exit polls, all of them, are indicating that a BJP-led NDA government will be formed again and Narendra Modi ji is going to be our Prime Minister again.
एग्जिट पोल अपने अपने आकलन करने के लिए स्वतंत्र है। सच्चाई तो ये है कि सरकार एनडीए की बहुत मजबूती से बनने जा रही है। नरेंद्र मोदी देश के फिर से प्रधानमंत्री बनेंगे। राहुल गांधी की बात है तो बौखलाहट, घबराहट, ये सब अब बाहर आ रहा है।
23 तारीख तक हम लोगों को भी यही कहेंगे, इंतजार करिए। अभी ये एग्जिट पोल की मैं कहूँगा एंटरटेनमेंट है, इसको चलने दीजिए। वो कल शाम से शुरू हुई है, 23 तारीख को खत्म हो जाएगी जब सही नतीजे सामने आएंगे।
2013 के चुनाव में हमको 0 से 6 सीटें दी जा रही थी, यानी 0 भी आ सकती है और 6 भी सीट आ सकती है। हमारी 28 सीट आई। 2015 के चुनाव में उठा के देख लीजिए, दिल्ली विधानसभा के चुनाव में एग्जिट पोल के नतीजे बुरी तरीके से गलत साबित हुए।
While leaders react to the results of exit polls, such surveys have often faltered at the doorstep of reality. Thursday is when all will be revealed. Seals of EVMs will be broken. Votes will be counted and many fates will also be sealed. Newsnight Desk, DD India.
Let's also now tell you how some of the exit polls nationwide numbers have also been broken down when you look at key states such as Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal, where the battle between political rivals was the most intense. We'll also put across to you some of the major takeaways that can be drawn from the exit polls in terms of what led to another resounding mandate for the NDA and for Prime Minister Modi's leadership if the exit polls bear out.
After the last phase of voting on the 19th of May, TV channels and survey agencies have come up with exit polls that predict a clear majority for the NDA. Exit polls in various channels are predicting expected results from across states which depict a picture that is more or less definite, beginning with Uttar Pradesh. Today's Chanakya has predicted 65 seats for the NDA and 13 for the SP-BSP Mahagathbandhan and 2 seats for the Congress. The Times Now exit poll has predicted 58 seats for the NDA, 20 for the Mahagathbandhan and 2 seats for the Congress. C Voter says the NDA will win 38 seats in Uttar Pradesh. 40 will be taken by the Mahagathbandhan and 2 will be won by the Congress. NewsX has said the NDA will win 33, the Mahagathbandhan 41 and the Congress 4. India Today's exit poll says 65 will be won by the NDA, 13 by the Mahagathbandhan and 2 by the Congress. As for News 18, their poll says 60 to 62 seats will be won by the NDA, 17 to 19 by the Mahagathbandhan and the Congress will win 1 to 2 seats. Maharashtra with 48 seats is next, with exit polls predicting big wins for the BJP Shiv Sena combined. Times Now has predicted 38 seats for the NDA and 10 for the UPA. See Voter says NDA will win 34 and the UPA 14. Chanakya exit poll says NDA will win 38 seats in Maharashtra while the UPA will win 10. West Bengal with 42 seats is the centre of attraction this time round, not just because of the incidents that made the headlines throughout the polls, but also because it ranks third in terms of number of seats. Times Now has predicted 11 for the BJP, 28 for the TMC and 2 for the Congress. Chanakya has predicted 18 for the BJP in Bengal and 23 for the TMC and 1 seat for the Congress. See Voter says BJP will win 11, 29 will be won by the TMC and 2 by the Congress. India Today's exit poll has predicted 19 to 23 seats for the BJP, 19 to 22 seats for the TMC and none for the Congress. The ABP Nielsen survey has predicted 16 seats for the BJP, 24 for the TMC and 2 for the Congress. Odisha with 21 seats is also in focus, with speculators suggesting the lotus could bloom in many seats here. Exit polls have predicted a good showing for the party in the state. Chanakya has predicted 14 seats for the NDA in Odisha and 7 for the BJD. As for C Voter, it says BJP will win 10, while the BJD will win 11. India Today exit polls say the number the BJP will win is 17 and the BJD a mere 4. Almost all exit polls are showing similar results in bigger states like Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and even Bihar. Overall, the predictions are good for the NDA and dismal to bleak for the others. If the results actually reflect the reality, it means the BJP has succeeded in not only maintaining the position it attained in 2014, it has in fact made new inroads into states like Odisha and West Bengal. C Vote has predicted a vote share of 42.3% for the NDA. UPA's vote share is 29.6% and 28.1% has been given to others. Political pundits have endorsed the exit poll results and based on them have pointed out the reasons behind them, among which are credibility of Prime Minister Modi's leadership, Modi government's stern action to protect national security, welfare schemes that have reached the beneficiaries, Prime Minister Modi's huge fan following among the youth, support from women for Prime Minister Modi, lack of a specific agenda in the opposition and opposition's lack of a face for the PM's post. While all these figures are just speculative, they do have some truth in them. As such, all eyes are on the 23rd of May when the EVMs are opened and the Election Commission declares the results. Newsnight Desk, DD News.
Senior BJP leader Arun Jaitley in a blog has slammed the opposition over EVM issue. He said, and I quote, if the results of the exit polls and final results on the 23rd of May are in the same direction, the opposition's fake issue of the EVMs would also lose its non-existent rationale. If the exit polls are read along with the 2014 election results, it would be clear that there is a huge maturing of Indian democracy taking place. The electorate keeps a national interest paramount before exercising a choice on whom to vote for. When well-meaning people with similar ideas vote in the same direction, it leads to the making of a wave. Coalition of rivals are untenable alliances and the voters are no longer willing to trust them. And on top of that, a BJP delegation met the Election Commission in New Delhi today and demanded repolling in some areas, particularly in West Bengal. Talking to reporters after the meeting, senior party leader and Union Minister Piyush Goyal said and accused in fact the TMC and its chief Mamata Banerjee of threatening BJP candidates and workers. He said the party has urged the commission to take cognizance of the matter.
जो पोलिंग स्टेशंस, पोलिंग बूथ्स पे रीपोल मांगा गया है पहले फेज से आखिरी फेज तक, उसको हमने पुनः एक बार दोहराया है। इस प्रकार की हिंसा की घटनाएं 7वें चरण तक बार बार हमने देखी। हमें ऐसा लगता है कि वहाँ पे अब से लेके काउंटिंग तक और काउंटिंग के बाद भी शायद राजनीतिक हिंसा होने की संभावना है।
And he also said that there's a possibility of violence in West Bengal during and after the counting of votes, and central forces should be there till the model code of conduct is in force. The BJP also appealed to the poll panel to ensure sanctity of counting process in Odisha, West Bengal, Karnataka and Madhya Pradesh.
जो लोगों ने खुलकर समर्थन किया भारतीय जनता पार्टी को और अन्य पार्टियों को जो टीएमसी के विरोध में खड़ी थी, उस पर शायद हिंसा होने की घटनाएं बढ़ सकती है, और इसलिए हमने रिक्वेस्ट किया है माननीय कमीशन को कि सभी ईवीएम स्ट्रांग रूम्स पे सेंट्रल फोर्सेस बड़े पैमाने पे तैनात करी जाए, और काउंटिंग तक और काउंटिंग के बाद भी जब तक मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट है तब तक ये फोर्सेस पश्चिम बंगाल में रखी जाएं, जिससे लोगों को वहाँ आश्वस्त किया जा सके कि कोई हिंसा टॉलरेट नहीं की जाएगी, कोई हिंसा की घटना को अलाउ नहीं किया जाएगा.
Okay, from counting the concerns, let's now turn to our In Focus tonight, which is big takeaways from the exit polls. And to talk about it, we have Praful Ketkar, editor of The Organizer, with us. We also have with us Pranav Gupta, political analyst. Welcome to you both. First to you, Praful Ketkar. If the exit polls, again, if they bear out, how do you think it will lead to what kind of conclusions in terms of how the record of the Modi government has been in the 5 years? Because the opposition tried to raise a lot of issues, and issues that really affect people, where it tried to say that the Modi government has not performed, but it seems that it's not really stuck.
See, if these numbers hold true on 23rd, I personally believe that they show by and large a direction of momentum. Then it clearly proves that Modi as a factor, nationalism as an agenda with a targeted delivery mechanism, has clearly shown the results in favor of BJP and NDA. Ultimately, it is the people of India, the voters, who came out spontaneously and decisively they were coming to the polling stations. So they were not coming for, giving hung parliament or indecisive vote. They were certainly saying something. What was that? That was very difficult to, because last time Prime Minister Modi and BJP was a challenger. It is very easy to, gauge the wave when you are in opposition, but when you are in as a ruling party,
and the anti-incumbency against UPA2 government was out there on the streets as well.
So here, that gauging that undercurrent is a very difficult process. Now, as far as numbers of exit polls are concerned, there is a variance and it is bound to happen. But for me, these numbers are not really important for understanding, as a democratic process. I personally feel that more important aspect is the voting behavior. How voters are voting, on which issues, why, how state-wise that pattern is changing, whether the traditional frameworks of caste, class, education background, gender that are transforming in India. These are the real aspects, over the period of time we should discuss, and for that we need not take only exit polls into consideration, but perhaps even the pre-poll and post-poll numbers into, in correlation to exit polls. That will give us a clear picture about what is happening about Indian democracy and how far Prime Minister Modi and his 5 years performance is showing results on the ground.
Right. Pranav, you're studying political science, doing your PhD at the University of Berkeley, and that must have taken you through how exit polls are performed, and in terms of identifying not just which way is the wind blowing, but also the reasons why it has blown in a certain way, and why exit polls are projecting a certain conclusion, which is a general indicator. Do you feel that although they may not be as accurate, people are citing what's happened in Australia as one big pointer, they do identify the general trend correctly, if not the exact results?
So yes, if you look at exit polls in general, what we find is that yes, they do get the They may be wrong in terms of the magnitude of victory or defeat, but they do get the broad trend right. And this and what has happened in Australia, like we are like looking at Australia and a lot of polls going wrong in Australia, but we're missing out something. In Australia, the election was extremely
It was close to call. Yeah.
So and that's why every poll that is conducted, there is a margin of error, that the vote share would be in a range of say plus minus 2 or 3%. So and if an election is extremely close, then it could go either way, and that's what happened in Australia. So what happened in Australia may not be a good indicator to judge or even sort of comment on the performance of these polls when we actually see how they play out on the 23rd.
And if we talk about implications, it's not just about what it means in terms of the mandate for because it was largely centered on one man, which is Prime Minister Modi, but also what it means for the Congress and its own leadership. Praful Ketkar, what does that tell us?
See, this time certainly both Mr. Rahul Gandhi and Ms. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra both actually came out openly, and their leadership is at first time is openly tested on the ground in the electoral battle. So it will be really challenging because if these numbers are true, and they show the similar kind of trend even on 23rd May, then it means Congress on its own is not touching even the 3-digit mark. So what happened to the charisma of Gandhi family? What happened to Congress? But more important than that, Congress will have to deal with this issue of leadership vis-a-vis Prime Minister Modi and BJP. The leadership, the ideological agenda, and organizational structure, these are the key factors. Congress will have to deal with leadership issue, but more important than that, what is to do with the re-galvanizing organizational structure? That is the biggest challenge for Congress. And more importantly, in fact, what is the ideological axis of Congress? Congress cannot have confusing signals on issues like, say, whether going for open market economy or typical socialist pattern of economy,
or
whether going for soft Hindutva or going for secularism and aligning with Muslim League, and claiming, Kerala leaders claiming that minority votes are shifted to us, so we are truly secular, and in coming to Madhya Pradesh you are performing yagya. So these kind of trends are not going to go well with a national party if you are giving confusing. So what Congress intends to do as far as the leadership is concerned, organizational structure and alliances are concerned, and more importantly the ideological positioning is concerned.
Right. And Pranav, what do you make of this proposition about ideology where the Congress seems to be caught in the middle of the road? Because some people said that through the course of the 5 years, even this current Modi government seems to have shifted its goals, its stances, where it was pursuing economy and of course pushing the reforms agenda. It came on par because of that, and then it took a welfarist turn as well.
See, when it comes to ideology, we have to also understand what is sort of the issue space on which ideology or the ideological divide in Indian politics is defined. So India is a developing country. A high proportion of the population is below the poverty line. So we have to understand that the ideological space or the ideological divide cannot be around issues of whether the state should conduct welfare programs or not. That is not what the ideological divide in Indian politics is essentially based on.
Because it's a given that the state has to do it, because there is no other option, there's no other way to uplift people from the kind of basic lack of amenities and the resources that they have.
Yes, absolutely. At that, and it would not be electorally or politically prudent for any political party to take a position against state welfare programs. So that is not what the ideological divide in Indian politics is essentially based on. And when it comes to the core ideological issues, for example, reservation. So in terms of extending reservation to new groups, that is one issue on which there is a certain ideological divide, and the BJP has taken a certain position on it. The BJP argues that yes, that reservation should be extended, but that's why they introduced the economically weaker section.
They introduced a new paradigm.
Yeah.
And that do you think is again a big reason why we might see, Praful Ketkar, the exit polls bearing out that the BJP has taken certain bold steps, and it's not just about Balakot and airstrikes. It's about addressing issues that remained unaddressed for decades and that are at the core of how people perceive the state?
See, what BJP has done is BJP has completely changed the method of delivery mechanism as far as the governance is concerned. Went ahead for GST, there were some problems, there were issues, but government was continuously responding, talking to the concerned people. Then more importantly, as far as the social welfare schemes are concerned, what BJP has done is it is a targeted delivery system, and ensuring that the local level manipulation, corruption and discrimination is not practiced, and 100% that assistance started from Delhi reaches the ground level. And here again there is a paradigm shift. Instead of individual, it is the family that has become the center of all welfare schemes, and within the family the real center is actually women. So in housing, if the house is in the name of women, then there is a special assistance. The gas, of course, is in the name of women. So everywhere this paradigm shift, on the one hand bringing transparency, on the other hand bringing family as an institution as the key in delivering the welfare schemes, that I think has completely changed the core vote base of BJP that traditionally was considered as the urban, educated, middle class kind of, that has completely changed due to Modi government's performance.
And also the other thing would be that if these results once again bear out and give another majority term to the BJP, will vote bank politics be completely consigned to the pages of history?
It will not happen immediately, but it has certainly changed, because see, BJP or Modi government is not giving any special attention or concession to anybody, but in terms of delivery, it is showing a complete egalitarian approach. So there is no preference or no discrimination either on the basis of caste or community or region.
Right.
So that is a clear-cut message. Secondly, as far as the civilizational values, ethos is concerned, BJP and Prime Minister Modi is not at all ashamed of it. It is not, taking a very defensive or what is broadly called as pseudo-secular, pseudo-liberal kind of stand, and that is catering to a very large section of youth population which is researching itself in terms of civilizational identity. That is a key factor. So on the one hand, national security, economic delivery mechanism, combined with this sort of civilizational pride, I think this combinedly is creating a new kind of vote base for the BJP.
Pranav, what is your take on this, especially if you look at how the exit polls have projected Uttar Pradesh, where there is quite a bit of variance, and if that variance is factored in one way or the other, then of course the results will be impacted majorly, and tables could be turned.
Yes, that's true, because if we look at the range in terms of what exit poll agencies are giving in UP, so it ranges from something like as less as 33 seats for the BJP to something as much as 65 seats. And that essentially explains the whole difference in terms of their aggregate projection, whether it would be NDA which they're projecting as getting a majority, or whether the BJP would be getting a majority on its own and in fact probably surpassing its 2014 figure. But in terms of, even if we look at the average of these polls, and even if we look at that, I think there's one clear message that is coming out from UP if the exit polls hold. That is, the BJP has been able to counter the alliance. BJP has been able to sort of counter the arithmetic of the alliance, which means that at least when it comes to national elections, we now may have to start rethinking about this whole idea of parties coming together and transferring their votes, transferring their support base en bloc.
Praful Ketkar, the other, of course, thing would be that if these exit polls bear out again, where there was a direct contest and where even the Congress recently won assembly elections, the national level elections have put across completely a different verdict.
See, it was true even during the assembly election, and there was clear-cut trend showing in states like Rajasthan, for example, where people were giving a message loud and clear that as far as Modi or national level election is concerned, we will stick to it, but as far as the state level election is concerned, we have different preferences. The similar kind of, the vote share is very close in state like Madhya Pradesh. There, now what has happened, because now the state governments are also 6 months old, there is a slight kind of anti-incumbency against the Congress governments also. As far as their promises are concerned, whether it is related to the loan waiver, whether it is related to law and order issue, there is a clear-cut, trend showing in these states, and BJP is indirect beneficiary. And at the same time, if Modi factor and nationalism in state like Rajasthan, Balakot and national security is a big issue. So that is clearly going to play in favor of BJP. It will not be uniform everywhere, but by and large it will show that BJP has overcome the losses in assembly elections and Lok Sabha elections, irrespective of caste, irrespective of community, region. There is by and large a national vote coming in favor of BJP.
Okay. Well, on that note, since we'll all find out on the 23rd what's happening, and I'm hoping to see you again. I believe you have pressing engagement, and I thank you for joining us. But I will continue with Pranav Gupta here. Pranav, in terms of the opposition not giving up hope at all, and they're still hoping and praying that the exit polls are wrong, what, in your assessment, are the chances that the exit polls could have got it wrong, even the general trend?
See, I think that those chances are extremely low, because what that would mean is that all survey agencies were unable to capture the trend correctly. And also we need to understand what is the difference that we're looking at here. If you look at the projected vote shares that many agencies are coming out with, the BJP is actually expected to increase its vote share. Last time the BJP had about 31% votes. Now most agencies are actually projecting that BJP would go upwards of 35%.
And the vote share projection part is not as wrong mostly as projecting seats, which is a slightly trickier ball game.
Yes, absolutely. Like, that's the bare minimum, that if you've done a survey correctly, you should get the vote share right. Because the idea is that you do a survey or you do an exit poll which gives you a vote share estimate. Now converting the vote share estimate to seats is a different game, is a different process altogether, because that involves a mathematical model which varies across agencies.
Okay.
So if you've done a survey correctly, you should at least get the votes right. And if the votes are right, then this difference is going to stay more or less similar.
And what would it mean for the opposition altogether? The Congress, of course, will find its position as the foremost opposition party being questioned, even though it might in the end improve its last performance, because it had really touched the bottom, it was scraping the bottom the last time around.
Yes, absolutely. Because if you look at, yes, the Congress might actually end up increasing its seat tally, but then where are these gains primarily coming from? The Congress's gains might primarily come from 3 states. Punjab, where they have a strong state government. Captain Amrinder Singh is a popular chief minister, so they're likely to gain on that gain because of that. So that's where Congress increases its seats marginally. Second, Kerala. Now in Kerala, there's sort of 2 things that are happening. One, Rahul Gandhi contesting from Wayanad has some sort of a domino effect, which leads to which is helping the UDF in Kerala. Secondly, in Kerala, the BJP and the LDF compete for the same sort of support base. So a rise in the BJP's performance in Kerala in turn helps the UDF, because that sort of fragments the anti-UDF vote. And thirdly, the Congress might be gaining some seats in Tamil Nadu, but that more or less is sort of an effect of having an alliance with DMK, which is likely to do extremely well in the state, and because of that, the 9 seats that the Congress is contesting, it might actually end up winning most of those 9 seats.
And how do you respond to those for whom alarm bells are ringing that democracy is not finding the kind of voice in this country if elections keep on happening this way, that one after the other a certain party completely dominates the political landscape? And in fact, increases its mandate, it feels at one level that the opposition political space needs either a total rethink, a rejig for the existing players, or perhaps something new needs to bubble up from somewhere.
But that's not happening, right? Like 6 months back, there were elections in the BJP lost elections in key states. The BJP lost in MP, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan. Before that, there was an election in Karnataka where they were unable to cross the halfway mark. JDS and Congress were able to form the government. The BJP was challenged right till the end in Gujarat. So that's not exactly happening. Like, it's not that the BJP is sweeping election after election. The BJP is being challenged, and BJP, like any other party, is overcoming those challenges.
And again, in terms of the BJP coming to power again and Prime Minister Modi at the helm once again, people are saying that now is the time to get over this entire process and this period which has led to a bit of inertia as far as state activities are concerned, which of course is a backbone of how the economy functions as well, and that we need to take advantage of what is happening at the global stage where there's a trade war playing out, and then there's questions about energy security as well.
Absolutely, and I think, like, yes, the election discourse is a very different. The election discourse is election time is a very different time altogether. There's an entirely different discourse which goes around. Political parties make certain statements. The discourse centers around issues which which are unlikely to be as relevant over the next 1 month after the new government new government takes over. So and in that sense, like, yes, the election time is different, but after that things are going to go back. Things are going to go back on track. The real core issues are going to again start dominating the narrative. Parties are going to talk about these core issues.
Naturally, and Prime Minister Modi has followed a certain course where he introduced a lot of different new things in terms of even the missions, the pet projects that he had, the flagship programs that he had. Do you feel that there is more in store there in terms of him understanding how the polity of this country works and what the people really want?
Absolutely, because these core pet programs that the BJP government started have laid some sort of a foundation. So now through Saubhagya and through the electrification program, they've been able to electrify. They've been able to take electricity connections to every household. Jan Dhan has allowed them to give most households a bank account. And now if the government gets re-elected, the idea should be to build on these programs as a foundation and improve on that. And we actually see that towards the end of the government's tenure, right? Like the idea of being able to introduce something like Ayushman Bharat builds on earlier programs. Being able to deliver government subsidies through DBT was essentially based on the government being able to roll out Jan Dhan in its first few months itself.
And again, those questions over jobs and in terms of farmers, we've seen the kind of answers that the Modi government has given even before elections, but there will be perhaps additional action as well. One can look at that possibility too.
Absolutely, because any government which takes over now has to look at the rural economy. Reviving the rural economy has to be an important priority for the government. And secondly, the jobs front, because even many election surveys have pointed out that unemployment was definitely emerging as one of the most prominent issues for people in this election. So that is definitely has to be an important concern for the new government.
And as far as the entire results process is concerned, the counting itself, since there are still questions about the reliability of the process, and the Election Commission has made arrangements that sort of negate or dull the edge of all those questions that are being raised. Do you feel that on counting day, the wait that we have right now might be slightly a more extended one, because more VVPATs are going to be counted and the results will take a little more time?
So there are two things. One, as soon as counting begins and after the first couple of rounds, we start getting trends. So what is going to happen is, in terms of the trends coming in, which party is leading on seats, how many seats parties are leading on, we should not see any delay. The delay due to the five VVPAT machines being counted in every assembly segment should essentially lead to a delay in the final result being declared. And that should not, and whether that matters in terms of keeping us on tenterhooks in terms of what the aggregate result would be, essentially depends on what the result looks like on
and what the
23rd.
margins are turning out to be.
Exactly, like if it's about that whether the NDA is close to majority or going to cross the majority mark, then yes, then we may have to wait sort of late afternoon or evening to figure out whether that happens or not. But if we see a decisive edge for the NDA or the BJP, then that should not stop in terms of calling the election.
And where do you think the BJP is really winning it in terms of even if it's suffering reverses, say in Uttar Pradesh? Of course, there's Odisha, there's West Bengal that we can talk about, and do you think there will be other X factors there too?
So yes, so in terms of this election, the big push that the BJP is getting in this election is the BJP's eastward push. And we should understand that this is not a sudden phenomena in the sense that something happened in the last 6 months and the BJP has been able to establish a foothold in East. Right from 3-4 years back, we've seen Prime Minister Modi, BJP President Amit Shah repeatedly saying in their election speeches that the BJP is now going for an eastward push. And those are sort of the three areas where the BJP is gaining, right? The BJP, since Assam 2016 onwards, the BJP is trying to increase its foothold in the northeast. So that is one where BJP is gaining. 2, Odisha, where again for the last couple of years the BJP has been working extensively on ground. In the previous panchayat polls in Odisha, the BJP clearly emerged as the second largest party, actually managed to lead in many parts of the state. So that again is what the BJP is getting rewarded for. Thirdly, even in Bengal, the BJP's rise, yes, in terms of the aggregate vote share, we might find it to be a very sort of sudden phenomenon in the sense that BJP had about 11% votes last time, and now polls are projecting something close to 30%.
Yes.
So yes, that might be a big jump. But even in Bengal, in the previous panchayat polls, the BJP had started making inroads.
Yes.
It was pretty evident that the BJP would be the second largest party.
Despite the TMC getting so many people unopposed, elected unopposed. But what about the south, apart from Karnataka?
So in Karnataka, there's another interesting story that is emerging in Karnataka. Now in Karnataka, if the exit poll results are right, then even in Karnataka, the BJP has been able to hold on despite an alliance between the Congress and the JDS. And something very interesting that is happening in Karnataka is the old Mysore region. So old Mysore region is where the BJP has been traditionally extremely weak in the state. In fact, the BJP used to be a distant third party. Now with the competition in old Mysore region in South Karnataka, it would essentially be between the Congress and the JDS. Now, with both of these parties coming together, the BJP automatically gets an entry in old Mysore region, and the BJP's vote share in this region is automatically going to increase extensively, which might mean that the BJP increases its overall vote share in Karnataka as well.
Okay, well, let's see if all this bears out, and we'll find that out on Thursday. Thanks a lot for joining us for the time being, Pranav Gupta. Okay. We're now moving on to the end of the general elections that are spelled curtains for the ministerial tenure of erstwhile BJP ally in Uttar Pradesh, Om Prakash Rajbhar, leader of the Suheldev Bharatiya Samaj Party, and CM Yogi Adityanath let him go along with his party's other members holding rank of Minister of State. The BJP said though it respects coalition dharma, it cannot condone crossing of boundaries.
Constantly speaking against own government and the BJP, the Suheldev Bharatiya Samaj Party chief Om Prakash Rajbhar and the Minister for Backward Class Welfare and Divyangjun Empowerment in Uttar Pradesh cabinet was sacked by Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath with immediate effect. Along with Rajbhar, all other members holding the rank of Minister of State were also removed immediately. Yogi Adityanath had recommended to the governor the immediate sacking of Rajbhar from his cabinet for his outburst. Uttar Pradesh Governor Ram Nayak accepted Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath's request. After Rajbhar's dismissal, BJP State President Mahendranath Pandey said the Bharatiya Janata Party believes in coalition dharma and respects all its allies and supports its participation. He added, it is unfortunate that Rajbhar, who has been a coalition partner in the state, kept crossing the boundaries by his actions, and this prompted the Chief Minister to take this tough stand.
ओम प्रकाश राजभर ने अपने बयान में भाजपा नेताओं को गाली दी। एक सीमा होती है, इस नाते फैसला लिया गया कि जो आदमी मेरे मंत्रिमंडल में रहते हुए और भाजपा कार्यकर्ताओं को जूते मारने की भाषा करेगा, उसे अब 1 सेकंड के लिए हम बर्दाश्त नहीं करेंगे। इस नाते एक कड़ा फैसला लिया गया।
Minister of State Anil Rajbhar has been given an additional charge of departments headed by Sohail Dev, Bharatiya Samaj Party Chief OP Rajbhar, who was dismissed by the governor on the recommendation of the Chief Minister's office.
पहले दिन से देखिए सरकार बनी तब से लेकर और अब तक पार्टी ने हमेशा चाहा कि जो हमारे गठबंधन के साथी हैं हमारे साथ बने रहें, लेकिन पार्टी के बड़कपन का, उनके बड़े दिल का नाजायज फायदा उठाकर और जिस तरह से सड़क छाप राजनीति की गई, ये कतई मतलब बर्दाश्त करने लायक नहीं थी।
After his dismissal, OP Rajbhar interacted with the media and said he welcomes the decision. He added he will continue to fight for the cause.
तो हम तो उनके फैसले का स्वागत करते हैं। छात्रवृत्ति के सवाल पर जितना बजट आप अलाट करते हो सामान्य वर्ग और अनुसूचित को, उतना बजट पिछड़ी जाति को भी अलाट करना ओम प्रकाश चुप नहीं बैठेगा। हम अपने अधिकार के लिए निकले हैं, अधिकार के लिए लड़ते हैं, लड़ते रहेंगे।
Rajbhar has been quoting controversies. Recently, he spoke against the BJP. The Bharatiya Janata Party leaders held meetings with him, but he continued with his tough posture and announced to contest on 39 seats in Uttar Pradesh against the BJP. He had also written to the Chief Minister seeking his resignation. He added he had already tendered his resignation, but the Chief Minister had refused to accept it. With inputs from Ramendra Singh in Lucknow, Newsnight Desk, DD India.
And the exit poll results also took it off a fresh political storm in Madhya Pradesh. The BJP has claimed there that the Congress's Kamal Nath-led government has lost majority after coming to power last year in assembly elections that displaced the over 13-year-old Shivraj Singh Chauhan government. The Congress says it can prove its government's majority any time on the floor, and for now the ball is in Governor Anandiben's court.
The political crisis seems to be growing in Madhya Pradesh. State BJP on Monday said Kamal Nath-led Congress government in the state should prove its majority on the floor of the assembly. Leader of the opposition in the assembly, Gopal Bhargava, said that his party will ask the governor Anandiben Patel to convene a special session of the state assembly to discuss important issues and test the Congress government's strength.
गवर्नर साहिबा से हमें मांग कर रहे हैं कि बहुत से ज्वलंत मुद्दे हैं। 6 महीने विधानसभा चुनाव को हो गए, कांग्रेस पार्टी की सरकार बने हो गए, तो ये ज़्यादा जरूरी है कि सत्र बुलाया जाए। और सबसे बड़ी बात जो अब सामने आई है वो एग्जिट पोल और इसके बाद में 23 तारीख को आने वाले वास्तविक रिजल्ट। तो इसके परिप्रेक्ष्य में, क्योंकि प्रदेश के बहुत बड़े मुद्दे थे जिनने हम चुनाव में चर्चा की, ये अपने बोझ से गिर के जाएगी। मैं बाकी इसमें जोड़ तोड़ खरीद फरोख्त में विश्वास नहीं करता, लेकिन मुझे जहां तक लगता है अब ये दीर्घकालिक नहीं है, इसको जल्दी से जल्दी जाना पड़ेगा।
The Congress says they are ready for a floor test.
कमलनाथ जी के मुख्यमंत्री बनने के बाद 2 फ्लोर टेस्ट हो चुके हैं, जिसमें अध्यक्ष, विधानसभा के अध्यक्ष और उपाध्यक्ष दोनों के चुनाव में मुक्की खानी पड़ी है बीजेपी को। जब चाहे वो फ्लोर टेस्ट करा सकते हैं, हमें कोई डर नहीं है। 121 विधायक हमारे साथ थे और रहेंगे। कांग्रेस तैयार है, कमलनाथ जी के नेतृत्व वाली सरकार तैयार है, जब चाहे वो फ्लोर टेस्ट करा ले, हमें कोई खतरा नहीं है।
Political tension rose in Madhya Pradesh last month after Lokendra Singh Rajput, a candidate of Mayawati's Bahujan Samaj Party, quit and joined the Congress, saying he supports Jyotiraditya Scindia. In the elections for the 230-member assembly last year, the Congress had won 114 seats and the BJP won 109. The Bahujan Samaj Party has 2 seats. The Samajwadi Party won and Independents 4 seats. The Congress was too short of the majority mark on its own, and the party had the support of the BSP and the SP in the House. Newsnight Desk, DD India.
Now, Odisha has recovered to a large extent from the aftermath of Cyclone Foni, which hit its coastal areas hard last month in strong winds and torrid rain. The centre has provided a wide range of assistance, from funds to restoring electricity and providing relief, apart from rescue and reconstruction personnel. Now, in Puri, which was one of the worst hit areas, preparations are on for the upcoming Lord Jagannath Yatra. Take a look.
Odisha is returning to normalcy after Cyclone Foni. The centre is providing all help to the people. Electricity and water supply has been restored in most areas of Bhubaneswar. Puri is also limping back to normalcy, though it will take some time to restore electricity in the rural areas due to massive devastation.
हमारे उड़ीसा के 1 करोड़ 65 लाख लोग प्रभावित हुए हैं, और जो पूरी खुर्दा वो विशेष रूप से प्रभावित हुआ है और कटक भी प्रभावित हुआ है। आपके जगत सिंहपुर केंद्रापड़ा ये भी मॉडरेटली अफेक्टेड हुआ है और बाकी सारे जो ज़िले हैं 9 ज़िले वो भी प्रभावित हुए हैं।
Around 1,65 lakh people were affected by Cyclone Foni. 5,000 animals were killed in it. Mobile banking facility is being provided to people.
ओडिशा स्टेट कोऑपरेटिव डिपार्टमेंट के थ्रू ये प्रोसेस चल रहा है और यहाँ पे हमारा नोडल जो बैंक है वो यूनाइटेड पूरी निमापड़ा कोऑपरेटिव सेंट्रल कोऑपरेटिव डिपार्टमेंट है, सीसीबी है, तो वो हमारे जो सीईओ है विधुभूषण दास वो सब यहाँ पे ऑर्गेनाइज कर।
Meanwhile, Puri is gearing up for the Jagannath Rath Yatra. The chariot construction work is underway in full swing.
काम अभी शुरू हो गया, कुछ असुविधा नहीं है यहाँ पे, सुरक्षित सब चल रहा है। वो तो जगन्नाथ है ना, संसार का नाथ है, वो सब ठीक कर दिया। अभी कुछ नहीं अब दो रहा है, वो सब कुछ ठीक कर दिया। हम भी काम शुरू कर दिया अभी, वो अच्छा लग रहा है।
Various NGOs have also come up to help in relief and rehabilitation. With inputs from Anuj Yadav, Newsnight Desk, DD India.
Now, riding a wave of optimism, the Sensex vaulted 1,422 points to close at a record 39,352.67 on Monday as investors cheered the exit polls predicting a clear mandate for the Narendra Modi-led NDA government in the Lok Sabha elections. The NSE Nifty surged over 421 points to log its best single-day gain in over 10 years. The 30-share BSE gauge also registered its biggest one-day rise in the last 6 years, besides marking its all-time intraday record of 39,412.56. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj will be attending the meeting of Council of Foreign Ministers of Shanghai Cooperation Organization, that's SCO, to be held in Bishkek in Kyrgyz Republic on the 21st and 22nd of this month. This will be the second CFM meeting that India will be attending as a full member of SCO. External Affairs Minister had also attended the last Council of Foreign Ministers meeting in Beijing on the 23rd and 24th of April last year. India actively took part in various SCO dialogue mechanisms under the chairmanship of the Kyrgyz Republic over the past year. The next SCO summit will be held in Bishkek on the 13th and 14th of June this year. The CFM meeting in Bishkek will review the preparations for the forthcoming SCO summit in Bishkek and also exchange views on topical issues of international and regional importance. Now, in more international news, Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison, who emerged victorious in the nation's elections on the 18th of May, defying polls that predicted a loss to the Liberal-led Conservatives, thanked the people for re-electing him. According to the Australian Electoral Commission, out of the roughly 17 million votes that have been counted till now, Morrison's Liberal-led Conservative coalition won 76 seats, the number needed to form a majority government. And that's all we have in Newsnight tonight, but for all the latest, do stay tuned to DD India.